Hey, what's going on guys? My name is Amir and that is my 2016 Lexus IS200T. I've owned this car for about 1.5 months and I managed to already put 5,000 miles on this baby, and this actually has been my second IS. My first one was actually a 2014 IS350 F Sport, which was an amazing car, but since I drive so much it was kind of getting costly on the gas, so that's why I decided to go with a 4-cylinder engine, which has actually been saving me a lot. But the question is, does it still hold the same fun factor that you get with driving an IS? So with that being said, let's go ahead and review this, take it for a spin, and I'll give you my opinion, and let's take a look at this little bit of car, man! From the line of Lexuses, this I would say is one of the sportiest and the most sleek looking cars ever made. I see a lot of heads turning on the road when I'm driving this car, and a lot of people giving me compliments when I'm parked up at shopping centers trying to get my stuff done. It has very helpful features like keyless entry, blind spot monitoring, and assisted cruise control, which makes this a breeze to drive and truly makes it feel like a luxurious sports sedan. My favorite part about the IS line cars are the interior. The interior is super comfortable, and these bucket seats really just like snug your body into place, so there's not much like roll when you're turning, and you just feel super snug, secure, and almost kind of cozy when you're driving this car. So it's great for road trip. You will never get tired or bored of driving this car, and it's a very comfortable and a quiet ride. The IS actually has 3 modes of driving. One is eco mode, second is normal, and the third is sports mode, which is where the real fun begins. And it actually has this beautiful tachometer over here, which is digital. It has so many features and functionalities, and it's so cool and futuristic to look at. And when you press this button over here, the actual tachometer shifts over and you have plenty of different kind of options, such as your MPG, your music, or any messages or alerts that you have, so you never actually have to take your eyes off the road when you're driving it, which makes your driving experience feel very safe and secure. This car not only has heated seats but also cooling seats, which saved my life this summer. When you leave your car under the sun, the last thing you want is to sit on hot boiling leather. Okay, so now let's talk about the performance of the car itself. This car has 241 horsepower, giving it a 0 to 60 in only, I wouldn't say only, but it gives a 0 to 60 of an average of 7 seconds. But since this was actually a replacement for the IS250 itself, there's actually been mainly 3 advantages of having a turbocharged engine in a 4-cylinder car. The first advantage over the IS250 is the power. The IS250 had 205 horsepower. Though being an IS250 with a V6 motor in it, it had only 205 horsepower. But this being a turbocharged inline 4 engine, it gives it actually 241 horsepower. So it's actually slightly faster. The second advantage of having an inline 4 engine is obviously the gas efficiency. This car gives you about 22 in the city and 30 on the highway. I've actually taken this car to Canada myself, and I actually got about 35 to 38 miles per gallon on the highway, which is really good, and it saves me a lot on gas. And I do drive a lot, and I do a lot of highway driving. For being an IS, I think this does phenomenal when it comes to giving you a good gas mileage. And the third advantage is actually a fun one, which is the turbo whistle itself. When you want to kind of go fast and kind of have a little fun with the car just sounds better, and plus you get the little whistle from the turbo. I don't know, just kind of a fun little thing. But here is the million-dollar question. Regarding the performance, is this actually the best contender? If you're planning to get this car just for the pure looks, having a nice reliable Lexus engine, the good gas mileage, and a decent bit of horsepower, I would say this is actually a solid car. From a performance standpoint, the biggest issue with this car itself is the turbo lag. Turbo lag itself is actually painfully noticeable, but to be frankly honest with you, coming from an IS350, I was actually a bit underwhelmed by the performance of this car. In terms of driving, this car basically just feels like a fancy Camry with a turbocharged engine. But for someone like me who prioritizes fun, who prioritizes a little bit of speed, a little bit of zooming here and there, this car is actually pretty underwhelming. For me to feel like I'm driving a turbocharged sports sedan, I would always have to drive this thing in sports mode. But don't get me wrong, this is actually a solid car if you're looking for comfort, if you're looking for something that just stands out, it's sleek, it has the nice little Sport badges, all the little digital tachometer, the red interior, overall looks and feel of the car. But if you're looking for a decent bit of speed, a decent bit of torque, and a good 0 to 60 average, I would honestly recommend that you spend a little bit more money and instead get the IS350. So yeah, let me know what you guys thought about this video. If you guys enjoyed it, smash that thumbs up button. If you haven't, subscribe, hit that bell, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.